Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my future subscribers, welcome back to this channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different in terms of different scenery. I don't have that much time to set up a table and do everything, so I figured, why not the kitchen? So anyway, in this particular video, we're going to be talking about and discussing May 20th, 2025. I have spoke about this specific day for about 5 years now. Since 2020, I got in this second channel messages when I would do my channel and I had like something over my eyes. I was listening to meditation music, and I got May 20th, 2025. So in this video, we're going to be talking about May 20th, 2025, and in a future video, we will be talking about and discussing May 25th, 2025, and what that day has in store for not only for humanity, but also for the United States, as that day in itself, in particular, is very important for the very soul of the United States. So that's what we're going to find out in today's video. This video is being recorded on Thursday, April 24th at 11:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording this. Again, Thursday, April 24th at 11:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I am recording this specific video. If you want to help out the channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content, or even better yet, sharing this video with others really help the algorithm. I do also have a donation link if you are interested in donating. Don't feel obligated or pressure to do so, but everything will be in the link in the description below. If you want to be notified when I do post and upload, you can go into the description and the comment section and follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group, and I will personally notify you when I do post and upload. Alright guys, let's go ahead, let's begin. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only as well. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be expecting in this specific video, but nonetheless, let's go ahead, let's find out. We will be doing a video, like I said, May 25th, 2025, and then after that video, you can now expect me talking about the timing of Donald Trump's death and what that's going to be like. We're getting closer to when that happened, and then sometime after that, we will be talking about what's going to happen after Donald Trump and how Donald Trump is not going to be the last, but it's the very first. So keep that in mind as well. Don't just think that just because Donald Trump died, everything goes away. That's not really going to be the case. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's find out. So Spirits and Angels tell me. Okay, Spirits and Angels tell me. What is it that we need to know in regards to May 20th, 2025? What do we need to know about the day, May 20th, 2025? Okay, there's a clear opposition here. Because here you have, on the left side, which is in the past tense, and this is known as the Magician card. And the Magician card in this specific aspect for me is talking about position of power, position of leadership, the ability to control certain things, to be able to control outcome, to be able to control destiny, if you will. This is the Magician card. That's why the card is reversed. And it's coming in the past tense, which is interesting. But there's a clear opposition here, if you will. There's clear opposition if you have not seen that already. Now, if you go into the next card here, which is represented by the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a very interesting card. If this card for me normally represented liberty, it means great fortune, it means the success of the nation. These are polar opposites of one another. They are polar opposites. But it's interesting because we have the male who is in reverse and the female who is upright. Now, let's take a quick look and find out what is going on in each and why both cards came up. Especially the fact that this is a major arcana reverse, which means it has less power over the Nine of Pentacles, which is upright. So Spirits and Angels tell me more about this Magician card in May 20th, 2025. What does this card mean? Interesting. And what does this Nine of Pentacles card mean on May 20th, 2025? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to need some clarifiers because I feel like there's too much information for us to really discuss. This is the center of the reading, the Fool card, and the Strength card in reverse. So, interesting. Here's the Death card in reverse. So no, there is not a death, not a physical death, but there's something going on here with paper trail. There's something here with paper. Okay, let's find out. using my traditional method of doing things. This is my index card. If you're not familiar, the way I do the index card, if you want to suggest words to add on to this index set, please recommend some words in the description below. Alright, so, and tell me the color too, if you will. So we do have dark blue, light blue, aqua, pink, and white. So anyway, speaking of all of that, if it's a color card, it's major arcana. If it's a white card, for example, it's minor. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's take a look. May 20th, 2025, Spirits and Angels. May 20th, 2025. Okay. Okay, the Magician reverse for May 20th, 2025. I gotta be careful, I hurt my ankle yesterday. And here I am standing. Partly why I didn't want to do it in the bathroom. Okay, tell me about the Nine of Pentacles here. Great Fortune on May 20th, 2025. Okay. I'm getting told to get one for the center. What one's for the center, Spirit, on May 20th, 2025? And that's the center. What is the center? We have Hacker in reverse. Okay, so Hacker in reverse. Now for the Magician card, let's take a look. The first card we have here is the 11th hour. This is Aqua Blue. Right, Aqua Blue. I'm actually going to turn the light on to make you guys see the cards a little better. Oops. Hopefully this will do it. Okay. The next card that comes in is crossed in the Magician card, which is the pink, which means move forward, which is reversed, so it means moving backwards. Something is being moved backwards, even despite the 11th hour. Now, underneath all this, with the Magician card in reverse, we have the Six of Pentacles reverse, followed by the Lover's card and the Five of Swords. And here you have the Great Shaking. So definitely a Great Shaking is coming for an individual on May 20th, 2025. Now, when you go into the Nine of Pentacles, which is the woman, the female energy, the liberty energy, we have here Stinking. But this is the opposite. While this is the 11th hour, I mean things are fate are changing for this magician. Things are turning upright for the woman. This is thinking. She's no longer thinking. That card that comes in is we have ballast. I told you had to do something with paper. We had to do something with paper. There's ballast here. Sinking ballast start to arrive. Now what happens when something sinks? When something sinks, it gets hidden, right? It floats to the bottom of the ocean surface. But everybody knows when things sink to the bottom of the ocean, over time it starts to make its way back up slowly. At this point in time, we're going to get information that's going to resurface things that were hidden from the past. Now at the same time, we have here something that was true. But something that was considered not true at the time in which it happened is now going to come out as true and no longer fictional or not real or fake or whatnot. And then here we have the word impeach. So it's very possible that if this is true, because we're talking about the 11th hour on May 20th, 2025, and we have here moving forward in reverse, which means something going backwards, and we have a great shaken in terms of magician, the magician, be able to create this false sense of illusion, right? The magician is a guy who makes magic, right? Magic is an illusion. And here you have that Six of Pentacles, which basically essentially means trying to steal power, but justice being served. Justice was supposed to be given, but it was handed over to the wrong individual. At the same point in time, there is a Lover's card here. The Lover's card is a group of people. There is a group of people. This is not just one. So the Magician card doesn't represent, in this aspect, one individual. It represents a whole collective of people. It's also followed by the Five of Swords. betrayal, people walking away, having to make a choice. Some people will actually have to become whistleblowers to be able to save themselves in some way. So definitely keep that in mind. What's also interesting as well is the center of this reading, the environment, which is the Fool card, is stepping over and being overly cautious for taking that leap. However, that leap that you took to be able to, that risk you took, is not something that reaps you rewards long term. It may have reaped you the rewards short term, but you're about to reap what you sow. And here you have the strength card in reverse. You are weaker in this position. You are weaker. You understood that, but you didn't understand the full ramification of this side effect. And here you have the Hacker's card. And the Hacker card is reversed, and it's reversed because you thought you were able to get away with it and be able to hack into the mainframe and be able to do whatever you want to do, to get to where you want to go. And this is, you took the shortcut, and now you're about to pay the consequences. When we start to look at this person here, this female, this democracy, this liberty, right? This isn't about, Harris. This isn't about her anymore. This is about something larger, something much bigger than even her and 45. We have the word sinking, which means something is floating to the surface. Well, what is floating to the surface? Ballots. Ballots that were missing paper. Maybe paper trail. This might not be indicating an election. It might be indicating something that was hidden, that reemerged from the past, that is about to come forefront. This could actually be literal speaking. It could be talking about the 2024 election. It could be talking about 2016, for God's sake. You don't know me now. You mean talking about 2020. But one thing for certain though, when it comes to ballots, is paper, which means this is something that's going to be written proof. There's going to be a paper trail of some sort. So that's something that's definitely arising. Now, this is also representing the Nine of Pentacles. And I said this is great fortune. And great fortune means great wealth. And with great wealth, this means an enormous amount of something. There could be an enormous amount of support, an enormous amount of ballots going missing. It could be an enormous amount of paper, an enormous amount of paper trail or evidence. There could be a whole bunch of things. I want you to kind of take this from, a grain of salt and consider the possibility and the plausibility that this might not be indicating to all of us that, it might be talking about the 2024 election, because I don't want you getting a very limited mindset, but I want you to broaden your horizon and think about more so the possibility and plausibility. It could be talking about something a little bit more, something maybe not as literal, maybe something a little bit more metaphorical. So maybe consider maybe like a paper trail, or maybe consider an executive order, something that was done that has a paper trail to it. Maybe there's a connection. Maybe they're able to pin them on something to Russia, whatever it is. There's a paper trail of some sort. It could be literal, like I said, as well. So keep that in mind as well. There's many different outcomes of how this could play out. But going back to the reading, we have here the next card, which is represented here as the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is reversed, which means removing and defeating the incumbent. At this point in time, we have the Justice card in reverse, right? The Justice card in reverse. Well, not the Justice card, excuse me, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Because you have the Democrats here with the Justice, but then you have this person being given the money. The Justice wins in this aspect. Justice wins, but it didn't. Justice went to the people who chose the justice, which is the lawyer, right? They chose the rule of law over lawlessness. That's why these two cards come in. This is represented as the Ace of Swords, the ability to defeat the incumbent. The incumbent party at the time in which this election took place was the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was not defeated in that election. Now, following with the Lovers card, which represents to me the Biden-Harris administration, which is exactly what it was. This was the card that always represented them, the male and female coming together in unison. Right? We have the Great Shaking for the Magician. His illusion is about to crumble. At the same exact time in which all this is currently ongoing, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is talking about this illusion that like somebody is not paying attention, that somebody is not able to see the bigger picture for what it is. Right? And here we have something that was considered not true now become true. And here you have it, the Queen of Wands, which represents someone on the throne. It could represent someone in position of power. It could represent, taking over control in some way or form. This very well could be the time frame in which we could see an impeachment trial take place for 45. So we could see an impeachment trial potentially because of evidence that emerges around mid to late May. So we're heading into this time of turmoil in the United States, specifically around May 20th, 2025, and it's going to be in regard to an enormous amount of evidence and support of something in particular. So keep that in mind as we start to go further and deeper into where we have to go and what we're about to be. Now, going into the top of the deck here, we actually have, interesting enough, we actually have a blank card on the bottom or facing in one way. On the top of the deck here, we have pink, which means lovers. So again, what did the blank and the lovers card mean? The lovers card in this aspect means red, and red means I am, which is represented as the soul root chakra, and therefore, because it means I am blank, which means I am nothing, which could be how one individual is feeling. One individual in particular, when this event is taking place, feels like he is powerless, or they feel powerless, more so than that. Alright, so before we end today's video, we are going to take a quick look at the astrology on this specific day and find out what's going on. Okay. I don't like doing it here, to be honest. See if I can do more of these. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, it depends on how my ankle feels. I tripped on concrete and twisted my ankle, so we will see. Alright, so Spirit Angels, tell me about May 20th, 2025. May 20th, 2025 in the United States. What is the astrological placement going on this day? What are some things that's happening? What are some big events that's occurring on May 20th, 2025? Okay. I love how they placed the cards for me. I know for some of you guys who have been with me for quite some time, you know exactly what the card placement, Spirit just puts them exactly where they're meant to be, because that's exactly what they mean. Oh God, I love my guys. I really do. Okay, we're done. Okay, let's take a quick look. Let's find out about all the spiritual placements, astrological placement, and meaning. So going to the 11th hour, what is happening to the magician right before the magician's illusion starts to collapse? We have Sagittarius, meet adventurous, free and philosophical. Oh, hold on, let me see. Here you go. You see that here, right? Adventurous, free, philosophical, and Sagittarius. You see that headed in the upright position, which means that is kind of like where that's going. It's going in that adventurous, free-flowing thing, which means that it's no longer following its free choice of will. He no longer is honoring his soul contract, which means that whoever this magician is going to start to experience some sort of fate that's going to be very detrimental, one in which they cannot control. Above this 5 of swords, though, we have heading on the past already, because this is the past tense in this magical space. We have the moon void of course, which means disconnect, withdrawal, and reception. Right? Not withdrawing, not knowing when to take your step back, not knowing when you lost. Right? This is the ability and refusal to accept that you've been defeated. With this Fool card, though, representing the overall environment, with the Fool card, remember I said caution? You take that risk, you expect a high reward, which is true because you did get that high reward. You got a little diamond of a flower, right? But the strength is reversed. It weakened by this point. It's weakened. The strength that you had in the beginning has waned. And because it has waned, what is moving in an upright position slowly? We have Mars. And Mars means competition, action, and willpower. So what does this mean? It means that there's competition now for your position, for your seat. You're not able to be stable in that seat, which means we're going to see the United States in a very tough position. It's not only in regard to the United States presidency and the White House, but it's also in regard to the United States political standing nationally and globally. There could be this time in which we start to see China start to take center stage in terms of a world superpower. The United States power starts to wane and dwindle and start to disappear and dissipate. So we're going to start to see that more and more as we start to move into and get closer to May 20th, 2025. Expect something big to happen that challenges not only the leadership of the United States, but also certain countries of the world. But this is mostly in regards to what's going to take place within the United States, but also I'm getting information as well that this may actually be very relative to many nations of the world. So keep that in mind as well. So if you start to go into your own country, you even start to go into Canada and all these countries, start to really take a deeper dive. Definitely take a look at this. There's going to be a continuing pattern. You're going to start to see how the astrological side of everything starts to really play out and starts to really unfold. Yes, it's not going to be as literal, it's not going to be one size fits all. 100% that's true. But that doesn't negate the fact that there's a lot of information here that tells me that this is not one nation, this is multiple nations experiencing something on a similar format, if you will. Now, going to the right side here, we start to make our shift to the Great Fruition, the Nine of Pentacles. We have here what is ending in the opposite direction while Sagittarius is going upright for the Magician. We have auspicious, positivity, luck, the trine. And that is something that is ending for this individual. The luck of this individual is ending. Whoever this is, whatever this is happening, the luck is ending. Now, I'm not exactly sure quite yet what exactly this could be meaning. Could it possibly mean that the auspicious positivity and luck, is that meaning that maybe their ability to hide the paper trail is disappearing and dissipating? That could be very possible because remember, when things are sinking, they are going to the bottom to be hidden. But now this thing is floating to the surface, it's coming to the forefront, which means that luck is running out. We talked about this many times in my videos, how luck is running out for a specific individual, and you're starting to see it start to play out in my card. Every video on my YouTube channel, I've always done, and I always told you guys, every video I do is like an episode. It's through the series of life. And you start to really see, as you start to watch every single video, how each one flows into one and another. I might talk about one day, I might talk about plane crashes, and next I might talk about the White House. And you might ask yourself, what do those two topics have to do together? Well, the best thing to do is really watch the video, and you will see how they both flow in evenly into each other. And next soon we're going to be talking about the extinction. We're going to be talking about dinosaurs and the rise of dinosaurs and the rise of the first mammoth being born. We are going to be getting to the stage where we are going to be start talking about that. We're talking about my prediction that I got back in 2022. There's a lot of information that's coming, so definitely be prepared. But going back into the reading here, we start to go into the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is being followed by Not True and the Great Shaken. Now, what does that possibly could mean with the hacker in reverse? Well, I mean, this wasn't hacked, like I said. It was decoded, and the coding system of the government and of this process was defaulted in some way. We do have here the first card that's heading in the upright position, heading towards the past, but slowly becoming more of a reality, which is the sixth house of Virgo, which means work, service, and health. So you're starting to see how this is starting to take center stage now, right? The Ace of Swords, the ability to defeat the workforce, to defeat something in a very specific way, in a specific manner. It is also, as well as you start to go here, it's almost completed its cycle where it's about to be upright. The same thing for the sixth house. This one is represented with the third quarter moon, which means breakdown, readjustment, and forgiveness. So I do feel like when this information comes out, just God forbid this was to be in relation to the 2024 election, I do feel that there is a sense of forgiveness here. There is. I feel like that's the way to heal and the way to move forward. And so don't expect to see if this was Harris, for example, for her to just willingly um, get handed power. She might willingly say, I forgive you. The question is, what will she do then? What will the United States do? What will the American people do? Right? Harris is not in a position anymore to do much. And here's why I say that. Although she might say, I forgive you, whatnot, that is for her own stuff. You know the story where people were told when you get in a fight with somebody, sometimes the best thing to do for yourself and the best thing for your own internal health is to just say you're sorry, even if you're not the one who did it in the first place, because you're not saying sorry to them. You're saying sorry to yourself so you can feel better, that you don't hold on to that burden. So Harris in this aspect is holding on to this burden. But now when she said, I forgive you, she's not forgiving him. She's forgiving herself for allowing herself to feel a certain way, to carry that burden with her. And that is something that we're going to have to understand as we start to get into more detail. And specifically for her, she's going through some emotional trials right now. You know, we always said this in my YouTube video a long time ago. She's going to be going through a lot of emotional turmoil around this point in time. But it's going to be like going through what I went through a very long time ago. I knew something was wrong. My gut was telling me something was off. Then years later, it became true. And even then, after I just finally went through the healing and went through the acceptance phase, and when I accepted it for what it was, I get hit with the fact, and you're told, oh, what you thought was true. and that it was valid, and that it was real, and I just broke. Expect the same for Harris as well. It's not going to be easy. She's going to break. She might need some time out. So don't expect her to just take her rightful place. Yes, she might do it. She might take her place, but you also got to give her the time and space to be able to find herself, because sometimes it took me about a year and a half to find myself as well. Because sometimes when you go through trauma like that, you finally get to the stage of never really knowing what's going to happen or what happened, and just accepting it for what it is. To only be told that everything you thought, everything you knew, and your intuition, everything was right, and then you get told that it was true, you break. Sometimes it's easier to get told it never happened than it is to get told that it happened. And I want you to be able to take that to take away that. Allow her to have time to heal. If she's not meant to be president, she will not become president until 2028 if she chooses to run. But allow her to have the time and the ability to heal. That is really what her core purpose is. The United States is going to heal regardless, with her or without her. But we need to allow her to heal. And if it's her time to shine, she will seize the opportunity to do it. The spirit is always on her side, but we have to give her the space and time to be able to take it if she needs it. Now, I do want to be able to leave that off on a good positive note. I hope that also resonated with you as well. If it did, then that means that also that is a message for you as well. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Until then, peace out. I love you.